Oh, right.
You are live.
Okay, everybody, this is House Education, March 13th, 2025. Just wanted, before we dive into H209, just to give the committee some sort of perspective and context and scheduling and all of that. So this is crossover week. So any bills other than the big educational bill that we want to get out has to be out by tomorrow afternoon. We are going to mark up and put out two bills, the one that we're going to discuss this morning, and then our miscellaneous education bill. And which we'll get a new version of tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be taking them up and voting on both of them. While also continuing our bigger work. And even the deadline of that is fast approaching. So we're going to continue to try to work out a framework that we can all get behind. All right, H209. This is the nasal epinephrine bill that I will apologize once again to the committee that I didn't pawn off on healthcare at the beginning of the session, but I wasn't paying close attention. But now it's up to us. We heard testimony from the nurses last week or before last, and they came up with some changes, and they're incorporated in the newest version. Where's yours, Katie? Welcome, and thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Katie McLean, Office of Legislative Counsel. Let me share the new amendment. So as you heard last week, 2 weeks ago,
Oh, right. Yeah.
just to refresh your memory. So this is an existing statute that allows schools to maintain a stock supply of EpiPens at the school. What this bill does is it adds that intranasal epinephrine can also be maintained in the same way. When you last met, you heard from school nurses, and the concern wasn't with the language being added per se, but with the underlying existing structure that's in statute. And the main concern was that it should be school nurses who are making decisions about who can administer and not school administrators.
Yeah.
So I have worked with Kelly, who was here to testify 2 weeks ago, and this is the result of that conversation. So first, there is a change in who constitutes designated personnel. So designated personnel means a school employee, agent, volunteer, or a practical nurse who is often the person who is acting as a school nurse that licensed practical nurse would be working under the direction of a school nurse, even if a school nurse isn't physically present at the school, which is why they are designated personnel. And this other change says that who has been authorized by a school nurse versus a school administrator to provide and administer epinephrine auto-injectors and intranasal epinephrine under this section. No changes to the definition of epinephrine, healthcare professional, and no changes to intranasal epinephrine, school or school administrator. But there is a new definition of school nurse to specify exactly who is meant. It doesn't necessarily mean like the LPN that is at the school, but a school nurse means something very specific. It's a school nurse endorsed by AOE pursuant to their licensing educators in preparation for education professionals rule. So they have a rule in place that specifies what is meant by a school nurse, and you're cross-referencing that here. And then in subsection B, there is language that a healthcare professional can prescribe an epinephrine auto-injector or intranasal epinephrine or both in the school's name, which may be maintained by the school for use as described in subsection D below. The healthcare professional, in consultation with the school nurse, that was a request from the school nurses, shall issue to the school a standing order for the use of epinephrine prescribed under this section, including the following protocols, which were not amended. I'm going to skip ahead to subsection C where we have amendments. We don't have amendments in C, sorry, D. The school administrator may authorize a school nurse who in turn may authorize designated personnel. So instead of the school administrator directly authorizing designated personnel, like a teacher or a volunteer to be doing administering epinephrine, that has to go through the school nurse. So you're creating that the school administrator is sort of directing the school nurse, that they have that authority, and the school nurse can then do the designation as to how epinephrine can be administered or provided to a student in the school. And then, I think there's few other changes. This, I'm on page 6, sorry, page 5 of 6. Talks about policies that the school will adopt. The policy shall, in subdivision 3, implement a process for school nurses instead of schools, school nurses and parents or guardians of the students with a life-threatening allergy to jointly develop a written individualized allergy management plan. So it's not just anyone at the school, it's the school nurse who's working with the parents. And that plan incorporates instructions from the student's healthcare professional instead of physician, because that's the term we have defined on the up above in subsection A. I believe that's the only change. That's it.
Where do we define healthcare professional?
That is at the top of the bill in subsection A. Let's see right here. Subdivision 3, I'm on the bottom
there
of
it is.
page
Thank
1.
you.
Mhm. So
That's
it's,
old language. They're not defined.
it's old language. It's a physician, APRN, or physician assistant that has prescribing authority.
All right, questions? Everybody feeling satisfied? With this? One of you lucky people will be able to present this bill on the floor. Rob, don't look away.
I'm looking away. I'm not ready.
You will.
Okay, so if there aren't
I'm
questions
willing
or
to do it, but
nothing
I've
comes up.
presented a bill. I'm willing to do it, but I presented a bill last session, so if somebody else wanted to practice on one that's pretty simple, just to practice doing it, I'd be happy to let
If
somebody else do
any
it.
of our new members would like to chance to give it a
Before
shot,
they get
otherwise,
too complicated.
we may have to take care of this.
Because since I have a bee allergy and am familiar with
Yeah,
that,
right.
not the nasal,
Oh, I'm sorry.
but I would, I never knew that existed.
Those goes.
Great. Yeah, thanks very much. And actually, I think these changes are much clearer than even
Yeah,
changing
thank
these
you.
language that previously existed.
Yeah.
A lot better. All right, everybody, we will pause on this and then tomorrow afternoon vote it out of committee. Thank you, Katie.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Beth.
All right, everybody.
I'm saying it's
What we'll
pretty
do
simple
is
one if you
we'll
want to start with.
we'll take a break until 9:30.